Tell you what's happening.
Start again. I'm doing tell you what's happening.
What's happening?
Tell you what's happening.
Beards is back.
We are.
Another cruising whip, chatting shit, which people seem to like. Now you're probably thinking, dirty bastards, look, they're wearing the same clothes they were wearing last time. It's the same day. It's 2 minutes later.
That's the good thing with the internet.
I know. That's why, when I ended the last one previously and I said I'll tell him why, that's why. Because I feel the last one was on certain subjects, now this one can be on different subjects.
Cyclists.
We got stuff to catch up on, innit? We've been a while.
Yeah, exactly. And now you know the secret.
Yeah. So, earlier on, when I picked him up and was bringing him back to his house, we was talking about cars, which I understand, I think, is the aim of this channel, cars. However, Viking Views, we review stuff and do other related content. We'll review anything. We've reviewed a chip shop. I think I've lost the video for it. There was an incident, accidentally, the videos were deleted off of Viking Views, hence 3 car ones have gone back up. I don't think I've got the others. If I can find the chip shop one, I'll put it back up. But it's something like a 20-minute review of a bag of chips, whereas we've done car reviews in half our time. Cars, chips and cars. It tells you,
says it all.
Tells you where our priorities are, doesn't it? But yeah, we was talking about cars and we kept saying, oh, I have to say this for a video. But there was a number of things we were talking about. Can you remember what any of them were?
Oh, earlier driving out.
Yeah.
We were shouting out new S6. We were shouting out. I can't even speak. I had a toy fair yesterday. I'm still tired. But no, we was talking new S6 for me coming over here being diesel.
We were.
How do we feel about that?
We were talking Audi S6 being introduced, new model out now, and
Volkswagen T-Rocs and the crossover T-Cross.
Now, with the S6, the interesting thing here I find is that North America has been duped a little bit in that they haven't had the RS models for a few years now. But the RS6 and the RS4, I believe, are now available in North America, which is good news for them.
Yeah, definitely.
And the boy here was saying that in North America, the S6 is going to get a 2.9 litre bi-turbo, whereas in this country, we think we're having the 3 litre.
Yeah, that's right.
We have.
It's the same engine as the RS5 Coupe, which is around about 452-ish horsepower, which is a nice power plant, to be fair. Big car to put it in,
right? That's not the V10, is it?
No, that's just V6.
What's the V10 in?
Right, that's the Lamborghini Murcielago V10. Yeah.
But what Audi is it in?
S6 from mid to late 2000s.
That's the one.
So that's a car to sound in the half. So remember, on the channel, my A6 Black Edition, that style of Audi, they had the 4 litre twin turbo V8, but now they're saying that these new S6s are going to be quicker than what they were, with a 2.9 power plant and with a 3 litre diesel power plant. Now, I wasn't sure I felt about that. Diesel S6, you want to be above and beyond, don't you? You want the sound, you want this, but yeah, diesel motors with electric little motors as well in there, which is pretty interesting.
Boost performance and aid.
Says, I guess,
fuel economy.
30 to 35 miles per gallon, which is probably a lie because it says my S4 gets that, but there's a fraction of it.
Yeah, it says my GTI does something like 44, 46, but I know I gassed up last year and I sat and the engine's all broken in, it's several years old, and it's well maintained and it runs on premium gas, so it's all goodly done. But on a motorway journey, at a steady, whatever the speed limit is, I achieved about 42, 43 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
And that's when I was alone in the car, just at a constant steady speed, and I didn't have air conditioning on, I didn't have heated, but anything that might deplete or use a bit more fuel. So I can understand in ideal test lab conditions that might hit a slightly higher number, but pretty much whatever the manufacturers say, you can expect it to be a certain percent less, can't it?
But a certain percent, not like 20 miles per gallon difference.
Obviously, I was saying, it does depend how you drive. Like, what does the book say on your RS4?
Mid-30s, I think it is. Apparently. For I
don't think yours will get mid-30s in neutral going downhill with a strong wind behind it.
Oh, exactly. But yeah, that's
Because
probably
the way he drives it, he sees number 12 comes up quite a lot, doesn't it?
yeah, 11, 12. That's where we're at.
Mental, Hannah's absolutely mental. But we started talking about S6s because we were talking about trim levels of cars. We were talking about in the VW factories, the T-Cross and the T-Roc have now been introduced. The T-Roc is one that when I first saw a picture of it, I was like, oh, I want to have a closer look at that.
Yeah.
And last weekend before, one pulled up next to me, and I was like, the hell's that? And I thought I was nice, black as well it was. Other colours are available.
Henry Ford, shout out.
But anyway, we're talking about VW spec levels, and it's pretty much S, SE, SEL, R-Line, and an R.
Yeah.
If there isn't a GTI in the mix there somewhere. And the compromise, really, I think, what do you call it, a compromise?
It is a bit of a compromise. It depends if you want to be more sporty or you want luxury, isn't it? It's the difference between me and you, isn't it?
It's the difference between...
I'm not saying I'm sporty, but...
He's not. He wears tracksuit trousers, but, you know, I wouldn't put him up against Usain Bolt. But it's the SEL, and both the SEL and the R-Line of these various VW models are the top of the tree, top price for them, and the standard spec on them. The R-Lines come out with sporty looking body bits, some shiny stuff inside.
Big wheels.
Sometimes some exhaust tips on them.
Yeah.
Sometimes a red decal somewhere on the body. Whereas the SEL keeps it toned down just to the normal looking car, but maybe has some black chrome or chrome bits, some just accented bits on it, but higher spec in terms of tech inside them.
Yeah, because that's right, because they get the full leather and the R-Lines just get the half leather. Which is
so we were talking about, you know, obviously there's a different audience, but between his age and my age, you start actually thinking a bit deeper about it. Whereas before you'd be like, I know I want a sporty look and I want it nice and sporty. Now it's like, I'm sitting on motorways, I wouldn't mind a bit of a lumbar massage at the minute. I wouldn't mind having an Alcantara coat hook and a leather cup holder, all that sort of stuff. So that's how we got onto that subject, and that's something no doubt we'll touch on in the future, looking at different specs of cars we're looking at. So that's where we came, and then we went on to driving experience, because I like my car, Golf GTI Mark 7. I've had it for just over 5 years now. In the future I might do a 5-year review on it, just like what it costs to own and how it's been, that sort of thing. But a couple of weeks ago I drove a 1999 Peugeot 306 1.4 petrol 5-door. I can't tell you know, like with certain cars you can go, it's the RB20, it's the K2, it's all that. I don't know where I was. It was a 1999 Peugeot 306 1.4 2JZ exactly. It was the forest green with the wheels, steel wheels, but they round, they go anyway.
They go round.
They do go around, don't they? Round and round and round, like my stories. So I was driving this car. I think it's probably got power steering on it, but it hasn't got the super light power steering of today. And obviously, over time, 20 years now, that'll have degraded a bit. Couldn't even tell you whether it had ABS, but I can guarantee you it didn't have any stability control, skid stuff, nothing electronic driving aid wise. It haven't even got a passenger airbag. I
was going to say like a driver's car, but it's not really.
This is the thing.
Not really a driver's car.
I felt it was closest to a driver's car I've been for a while, because it was a manual, whereas we're all driving DSGs these days. And because of the lack of assistance in driving the car, it was just me driving the car. And yeah, the gearbox took some work to move that 1.4 along, like, but it just felt nice. It felt like I'd gone back to the 90s and 90s where I was driving older cars that had a lot less tech on them, and it was like, what you see is what you get. If you do certain things in the car, that's what the car does. It's like it, and you know, as a result, sometimes you might end up in the back of edge from doing it.
Because it's like these people are getting these RS Focuses and that, they think they're an absolute hero driving with your drift mode, but it's a car. It is a car. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's a car.
It's one step back from automated driving, isn't it? From robots driving it.
Yeah.
So no, you are helped. I mean, my GTI has got, I want to say, I want to say Haldex, but I don't think that's the right word. It's the thing that controls how much each wheel spins.
Yeah.
And various other bits and bobs. Not as much as his S4, mind. Donkeys galore.
But I see where you're coming from, because anyone knows me, I explore my good friend Karen. Shout out Karen. I made it 2 videos, great.
I'm gonna video the donkeys so you can see donkeys.
Shire donkeys, that's what they are.
Shout out the donkeys.
But as he's doing that, my good friend Karen has a 2004 Jag. What Jag is it? Jag Salmon.
It's not a 2004, I don't think.
It's a 53 plate 2004.
There you are, there's the donkeys.
There's donkeys.
So, it's a 53, is it?
It's a 53 2004 car. 120,000 miles on the clock. I'd probably put about 10 of them on there. And do you know what? I drive that car and I love driving it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's a manual, 5-speed manual, 2-litre diesel. Granted, it's got no cat and stuff on it, so that gives it a bit more of a porky feel. But I just love driving it. And I go, look at the times you've been. I've driven it from Bridgend all the way to Cornwall, up here, back anyway.
Yeah.
Does a million miles per gallon, and I don't know.
I thought it was a 90s car, just to clear this one up.
Yeah.
Because I think that particular model was introduced in 99.
Yeah, it's 53 plate it is.
But I think that's, later on of it. But yeah, it's a nice look, it's a nice shape of car.
Yeah, but it's dead. It's died.
It has died.
As all cars do.
I'll be honest, right? She paid 80 quid for it.
Not even
joking. Yeah, no sarcasm. She paid 80 quid for it.
It was probably worth a couple of grand when she paid that for it. Easy.
Which, she has spent approximately £87,000 maintaining it over the years.
Just from my driving.
Yeah. But no, it's a nice big car to be in. But like, on that subject, is A6, white A6, go and check out the video. I drove that back from somewhere in England, I forget where, one night, after paranormal
Malvern.
thing. Yeah, Malvern. And I was really impressed with it. Because it was an A6 diesel, so it wasn't sporty, even though it was an S-Line, Black Edition S-Line.
With flat bottom steering wheel.
With bottoms. So, chugging down a motorway in it I was, happy as Larry. It didn't feel as big as it was, because the A6 is pretty long car line, to be fair.
Yeah.
Didn't feel as big as it was, and it drove like a dream. It was like driving on a cloud. And that was in normal mode, it wasn't even in comfort. And it was just effortless to drive
Big armchair seats.
Chances are, you get into a Valley's Terrace, you're going to have a bit of trouble parking now, innit?
Yeah.
But the driver was nice, and it was just the simplicity of I'm just driving this car. And similarly, there we are, there's one of them Jags.
That's the Jag.
It was the simplicity of it. It's a comfortable car.
Yeah.
It's doing what you want, and you get a bit of the old feedback and a bit of the old school driving experience.
Well, you know from the way I've driven it, I could throw that into something and it would do it, like.
Many's a time he's approached the corner and my arse is bucketed up, I tell him.
No accidents though, none of my fault. Look, we're wondering why I'm holding my arm. Why am I holding my arm? Because I got crashed into as a passenger. I thought I broke my arm, but I haven't. I just got a crush injury. And I can't move it properly.
Maybe next time, but maybe next time.
That clears that one up.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell from the fact he hasn't stopped going to the gym to the fact he hasn't stopped shoveling French fries into his face that his arm's not that bad. You're not in a cast here.
I was in a sling for a couple of weeks.
A sling?
Oh, it's affecting my everything.
The only reason you have a sling is so you can go and sign on every fortnight, innit? And they think, oh yeah, he's not fit for work. That's the only reason he does that. Not him, but people generally.
He's joking, by the way.
Yeah, man. I'm noticing my battery's going down. So, furthermore, on the subject of cars, obviously this channel is a review channel. We have reviewed cars, we will review more cars, we will review other things. We will do non-review car-related footage.
Yeah.
Not unlike this, we're in a car, be fair. So if there's anything you want us to have a look at, if there's any locations you want us to film in, if there's anything you haven't got but you're like, I'm really interested in this car, tell us. If there's something you want us to review, and when I say review, I mean just look at and talk about, it's nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be something stupidly expensive, stupidly fast, stupidly rare. Anything can be reviewed, but I would ask, what makes this car stand out? Why do you think we should look at this one over others?
Yeah, that's fair.
And it could be as simple as it's the most practical car in the world. Like you've got that Honda Jazz where the seats do all the mad stuff, and it opens up into more room.
Back to different people, different things for different cars. You know,
Yeah.
different.
You might have a car that can do 100 miles to the gallon, which is not his S4.
But
So
then-
it's only just 10 of his S4s.
Yeah.
But you know, if there's a reason that for some reason this car is close to you, dear to you, and provokes a reaction in you, a positive one or a negative one,
Yeah.
tell us if there's a car out there that makes you mad, annoys the hell out of you. Why?
Reynolds always.
What's wrong with the Renault Zoe, the XXX Renault Zoe? No. But I think there we are. We're almost back. We've got a bit of time. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about cars or about this channel?
So I'm just thinking, yeah, just go with it. It's going to be a bit of fun, to be fair, because as we said, we're doing it from two different aspects of our lives. You know, different opinions, etc.
We are different
We
people.
will be brutally honest. If we say like a car isn't, or what parts of a car we don't like, we will say it. Doesn't matter if it's a lesser brand or a more brand. We will be brutally honest, in all fairness.
And I'm going to contradict myself here, but at the moment we're sat in his parents' Audi Q3, and there's a number of things about this car I really don't like after being sat in it now for the last half an hour.
I can relate with this, and I can say that stuff as well.
But there are some things I do like as well, so it's, you know, there's a balance there, but it's all truthful. And let me assure you, it's not all going to be German manufacturers.
No.
It's not all going to be Audis and Volkswagens. It's also going to be Skodas. Anything that's
Seats.
part of the Volkswagen Audi. No, I'm joking. No, there'll also be potentially some Suzuki's coming up, and also other cars. If I get around to it, and possibly I should wash it first, I might even review the 99 306.
Now that would be fun. That'd be different. But we're just coming at it from the aspect of not everyone can afford a supercar, so
no.
you know, we're going to go in for sensible budgets. You know, I know that's different for every person, but that's why we're going to do a bit of everything.
Absolutely, that's what we're here to do. We're here to have fun, give you a bit of fun.
So now this is me. That's me. That's what I'm having next. I'm buying one of them. Audi RS5. That's what that was. Stunning.
Is that Nardo
That's
Grey?
Nardo Grey.
On a separate subject, I can't be doing my Nardo Grey.
No, I love
all these
it.
Audi boys in it, and they're like, oh, Nardo Grey. To me, it just looks like thick grey.
It's not even Nardo Grey. It's like pure grey. Well, I had a Volkswagen.
Pure grey.
That's what it was called on my Caddy. Pure grey.
You
but
know
it's
what?
Nardo
Grey is not one of the most exciting, evocative colours in the palette.
It's primer, isn't it? It's just like primer. That's what it looks
Yeah.
similar to. But I love it.
It's just a bit of filler, isn't it?
But yeah, I already know what colour I'm going to have. Mazzano red. Just because it sounds good.
Chinzano red.
Mazzano. It's probably not even the correct pronunciation.
What's the green called?
Oh,
Is there a green?
yeah, there is a really like dark green you can have.
Is there a stratospheric silver available?
And did you know as well, Audi now would introduce, obviously you could have Porsche colours on your RSs, but now they've got a very similar colour to Porsche blue and Porsche green, which you can have on all the S-Line models. So that's quite cool. But again, it's not just about Audis, it's about everything.
Yeah. Possibly as well, we might have mentioned this one before, we could be having a Tesla coming up.
Tesla, yeah, we've got an M135 and M140, similar-ish engines, a couple of years different apart from each other, but then that's the difference between a coupe and a sort of hatch, really, isn't it?
Geez, stop, Ben.
I was going to say, we're going to have head on behind now,
In two minds here, wasn't he?
all on camera.
Yeah, there we are. We sort of in battery dying time. These GoPros, as good as they are, they need a spare battery with them, don't they? If anybody out there wants to give us GoPros, which would really help us, that would be much appreciated. We also
For your views and pleasure.
We also need some power banks for all our tech. What else do we need? Sponsorship of any kind, please. Thank you kindly. But we've also got some supercars coming up. Not necessarily supercars, but cars that I think are absolutely super. We've got some rusty relics. We've got some fantastic little beasts.
Hell yeah.
But I am running out of words now. Throat is dry, battery is dying.
It's done.
Till next time, take it easy, and remember, all the best now.
Boss out.